Zaldrizes buzdaris gosdau.
George R. Martin did not leave us hanging. Yeah, look, man, look how cut I look in this. Cut up. Cut my life in 2 pieces. Just kidding. George R. Martin has updated us and is not a blog. Now, there's 3 pieces of information we need to take from this. The first one, right? Please slap a like on this. Please subscribe. The like goal is going to be 420. Zaldrizes postar exostar. I ask you guys to do those things, and please do them. If not, well, you don't have to. Ain't nobody make you do shit. All right. So the 3 pieces of information. Number 1, right here. The writer's room of A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, The Hedge Knight, has closed for the duration of the writer's strike. Now, that's actually terrible news, because this show is literally in its writing phase. That's what they probably would have spent the next year doing, and now the writer's strike's happening. So, unfortunately, we're probably not going to be getting A Night of the Seven Kingdoms until, 6 months to a year later than it would have initially came out if the writer's strike had not happened. So that's very unfortunate, in my opinion. Ira Parker and his incredible staff of young talents are on the picket lines across the ocean. Are on the picket lines. So basically, all of the people that are working on Dunkin' Egg are picketing and protesting the fact that they aren't making as much money as they think they should. And now, to be honest, I don't know anything about Hollywood. I don't know how much the average writer makes. But apparently, a writer's salary is not increasing, with the amount of payroll that the rest of the other people that are, involved in the show, television series, or movie, right? The writer's pay is not increasing like the other, producers, showrunners, and people who do lighting and camera, right? The writer's salary should be increasing like the rest of them, but it's not. Now, I don't know, like I said, I don't know how much an average writer makes, but I would assume it's far above the cost of living. The fact that, everybody else is, making more money and the writers aren't is the reason why they're striking, right? So, and then George goes on to say, this is the second piece of information. So the first piece is that Night of the Seven Kingdoms in its writing phase right now is on pause, right? The second one is that across the ocean, the second season, this is actually good news. The second season of House of Dragons started filming April 11th and will continue in London and Wales. The scripts for the 8 season 2 episodes were all finished months ago, long before the strike began. And to be honest, even if they weren't finished, who's going to double up and check on them and say, hey, guys, are these scripts done yet? Just kidding. Every episode has gone through 4 or 5 drafts and numerous rounds of revisions to address HBO's notes, my notes, budget concerns, etc. There will be no further revisions. The writers have done their jobs, and the rest is in the hands of the directors, cast, and crew, and of course, the dragons. Now, here's the thing. Thankfully, this writer's strike did not affect the second season of House of the Dragon. I don't know what we would have done if it had, it would, but it didn't, right? But here's the thing. The writers are striking, so naturally, the next phase or the next course of events is going to be the dragons striking. And you got to understand that when dragons refuse to work, they tend to burn surrounding villages and holdfasts and keeps and castles and all that stuff. So England, get ready, because if the dragons go on strike, they're going to strike you guys. They're going to strike their banners and head out to the countryside. And as of right now, HBO has a contract with the dragons for them to stay in Leavesden, at the studio in Leavesden. They built them an underground lair. But if the dragons strike, just get ready, England, because you're going to have problems. And you may think, well, America's just across the pond. Sir Hunsey, you're going to have trouble too. No, I'm not, because I paid my dragon dues. And then getting on to the last bit, the third piece of information. The first piece is that Night of the Seven Kingdoms is on hold. The second piece is that House of the Dragon is not affected by this writer's strike because they already did their due diligence. They knew this was coming. They turned in their scripts a long, long time ago. They've already been revised, re-edited, right? The third piece is that George says, some of you, I fear, may have anxiety attacks, maybe be having anxiety attacks just now. Well, here's the thing, George. I have those every day. Yeah, so do a lot of people. But yes, the fact that we don't have something to take our mind off it like When's a Winner is definitely increasing the amount of anxiety because we would be getting lost. I mean, I get lost in A Song of Ice and Fire every day, but like to new stuff, you know? I've read the book series. I'm on my 8th reread right now. So anyway, you can relax. The Writers Guild of America's Union of Film and Television Writers. It has nothing to do with novels or short stories or any form of prose fiction, nor comic books, graphic novels, nor stage plays, nor the editing of collections and anthologies. I have ongoing projects in all of those areas, and that work continues unabated. And then get this is the actual third piece of news. Wins continues to be my number one priority. Now that's dope. And he does mention a couple more things in this, not a blog post, but the things that us true fanophiles really care about, let's just be honest, brutally honest here. Like, George, I am glad that you have other hobbies and that you have things that take up your interests and you enjoy doing those. My number one concern for any kind of update that comes from you or anything like that is either how much you're writing on one of the shows that they're producing based on A Song of Ice and Fire, or the progress you're making on Winds of Winter. No, I'll support it. I'll retweet it. I'll like it. I'll share all that stuff. But I'm just saying, as a diehard A Song of Ice and Fire fan, the only thing that I really, really give a shit about is When's a Winner, one of these amazing TV shows. My hair looks crazy. One of these amazing TV shows, or anything related to a Song of Ice and Fire. So there's that. That's my two-piece. Obviously, not everybody agrees with me. Obviously, I've been a proponent of that George should be able to live his life and do whatever the fuck he wants to. And he should still be able to do that. I support the man in whatever he does. All I'm saying is what I'm most excited about. The only thing I really care about right now, right, is When's a Winner. I want When's a Winner. And if you all want When's a Winner as well, let me know down below in the comment section. And also, not to worry, I constantly put out When's a Winner content every couple of days, sometimes several times a day. Sometimes I may go a week without uploading, but not to worry. If you really want constant content, join my Patreon, because the gaps and lapse in protests, what the hell? The gaps and lapse of content uploads are filled in by my patrons. Sometimes I upload some of those Patreon episodes here to YouTube, but they'll be like weeks late. For instance, there's this one leak that I was sent several weeks ago that I still have not put up here on YouTube. The main reason being is because the last time I talked about some information along those lines, HBO copyright strike me, so I was probably going to stay on my Patreon. It's only like a 7-minute clip, but also there's like 50 other episodes that are, exclusive to Patreon only, and you can join for like $2, and it just helps me no longer rely on YouTube's ad revenue. I noticed the video that I put out yesterday, I accidentally showed how much I actually make here monthly on YouTube, and it's not a lot. So if you want to know what it's like being a YouTuber, go look at that video. I didn't even realize I had my analytics pulled out. It shows you that I have 40,000, I think it might have been 42,000 views and something like 100,000 plus watch time minutes. And out of all of that, I made $200, right? So that's like thousands of people watching my content for hundreds and hundreds and thousands of hours in a 28-day period on YouTube, and I made $200. So that's why I push my Patreon. If you think I'm trying to just think I'm not making enough for putting out content here on YouTube. No, it's ridiculous. The literal amount of ad revenue that we make for people actually watching our stuff. It's crazy. The amount of contact, comments, interactions, subscribers, all that stuff you would think would attribute to the amount of ad revenue. But that's not the case. It's literally straight up how many views your video gets. That's how much money you're going to make. But anyway, thank you for watching. And like I said, consider joining my Patreon if you want to. If not, thank you for watching here on YouTube. Because honestly, I wouldn't have anything without YouTube. So yeah, along that, as altres spodare exos daur.